Eradicate them. Yes, leader. Ace, run! Ah! Hello and welcome back to another Doctor Who action figure review. In today's Doctor Who action figure review, I'll be looking at the 7th Doctor collector set, or should we say the Silver Nemesis set, as it contains the 7th Doctor, the Cyber Lieutenant, or just standard Cyberman, and Cyber Leader. So the way this video is going to work is I'm obviously going to look at the packaging, then we'll look at the 7th Doctor figure, do articulation detail, then I'll do a comparison to the existing 7th Doctor cream jacket figures, then I'll move on to the Cybermen, and then I'll do exactly the same process, so articulation, detail, and a comparison, and then my concluding thoughts on this set. So let's look at the packaging for this set. So taking a look at the 7th Doctor collector set packaging, we have the figures displayed rather nice with this nice window box display. We have the Doctor Who logo there, the 13th Doctor TARDIS floor, then we have this nice etched drawing of the TARDIS, the limited edition little sticker which B&M requested character options put on, which I think kind of stirs fear mongering with people, and it kind of makes scalpers up the price because obviously it says limited edition, so of course that makes it an extra 50 quid on the price tag. So as you can see, the figures are displayed rather nicely, and I have to say it looks absolutely stunning in this packaging, because this is the first time the 3 packs have been featured in this packaging, which is all very lovely. We have the scale of the figures there, character options. Moving to the side, again we have Doctor Who, the TARDIS there, and on the back we have the 3 figures, and we have this nice little bubble saying what the set includes the 7th Doctor, Cyber Leader, and Cyberman. And on the side of the prototype images of the figures, and again what the set includes. So taking a look at the 7th Doctor articulation, the head can move side to side, the arms can do a full 360-degree turn, we have 360 at the bicep, elbow articulation, the wrists can do a full 360-degree turn. We do have waist articulation, but can move ever so slightly, but is hindered by the jacket. The legs can kick out, but again hindered by the jacket, and can move ever so slightly out, but again hindered by the jacket. We have thigh articulation and bend at the knee, which is incredibly stiff. So taking a closer look at the 7th Doctor figure, now this is a very interesting figure because the jacket is practically white. It is meant to be representative when the 7th Doctor and Ace are watching the sort of jazz music play when it's in the sort of sunshine. Now this does seem like a bit of a sake of a variant for being a variant, really, because there are other 7th Doctor figures they could do. You know, like the Time Narani version with the tartan scarf. You know, you're still getting the cream jacket 7th Doctor, but you're just getting a slightly different sort of design on the actual scarf itself there, which would have been nice. It would have been nice because obviously you're still getting the cream jacket variant, but people who do have the cream jacket 7th Doctor are slightly getting a different version to him, what was seen on screen. But I feel like one thing would have improved this figure vastly for me is if they did the solemn head with hat. Now that's basically how McCoy featured throughout his era, really. You know, so it does seem an awful shame not to have that head sculpt, and I feel like if that head was used, I'm sure people would soon buy this up. Because it would be, you know, the McCoy. It would be the McCoy figure we've been after for years. So I do like this sort of white jacket 7th Doctor, because to me it kind of represents how he was in season 24. He was that bright, clownish character. You know, so I'm just going to say this is kind of season 24, even though the jacket was the same in 24 and 25. But yeah, I will say that this figure is a lot better in hand. This was a figure what I was kind of questioning, you know, do we really need it? You know, we could have had, you know, we could have had the duffel coat McCoy or Time and the Rani McCoy, but we've got a bit of a variant of the standard cream jacket one, what we'll look at when we do, you know, we'll look at that when we do a comparison. So yes, it is a very interesting 7th Doctor figure, but I have to say I do kind of like it. It's not all doom and gloom. So taking a look at the head sculpt, now the head sculpt is rather good. It's the one what we first saw in the 11 Doctor set back in 2010. It is of the Ghostlight head sculpt. So we take a closer look at the detail. So if you turn the figure around and start with the hair, now the hair is done wonderfully, as you can see, with all the individual sort of curls there. It's done rather nice with a sort of grey wash over certain curls to really highlight the sculpting detail of the figure, which is done rather nice. The actual face sculpt itself for Sylvester McCoy is brilliant. If we can just get it in the light, there are some lines on his forehead, ever so faintly you can see it just about on camera, but they are there. We've got the nice sort of McCoy bushy eyebrows, we've got the nice sort of lines on his face, which is done rather nice, but I will say that the paint taps on the lips on mine are a little bit off. It makes him look like he's had a bit of a weird strawberry milkshake. But yeah, it's done rather nice. We've got the nice detailing of the chin there. But yeah, very nice. So if we move on to the costume, we've got the shirt unbuttoned there. We can see the little button there. The tie hasn't been painted. We don't have the paisley patterning, which is a bit of a shame, but I guess that's a bit of a cost-cutting measure to the actual figure, or to make it a bit more of a variant to the previous 7th Doctor figures in the cream jacket. We do have the nice sort of paisley pattern along the scarf there, and that goes all the way around the back there, which is done very nice. Now the jumper again is done very nice. If you have a 7th Doctor figure, then you really know what to expect. You've got the nice sort of stippling detail at the top of the V-neck of the jumper. We've got the question marks, which I guess are still the incorrect amount, because I believe it's meant to be 6 question marks, I think. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So as the jacket's been glued down, you can't really see the detailing of the jumper pockets, which is a bit of a shame. But we do have detailing of the elasticated waist of the jumper. We do have pockets on the jacket, which is done rather nice to give that illusion that the pockets are full. And we do have the handkerchief, which is lacking the paisley design. Again, I guess that's to make it look a bit more of a variant. We do have the gold chain, but I believe it's meant to be silver. And again, we have the pockets there sculpted very nicely. Then we do have a button there. Moving to the back of the jacket, we have the seam of the jacket with some creases to give it that lifelike effect. And again, now we have a button sculpted there. We have the sort of seam of the jacket overlapping, which is very nice to give the illusion that the jacket is done up. And then we do have the buckle of the jacket there, which again is very nice. Moving down to McCoy's checkered trousers, which are done very nicely, sort of dark brown sort of base coat with a nice checkered design, which is very accurate. So then we move down to his shoes. We have that nice stippling brogue design on the shoes, which is very nice, and we have the sort of white spat design there, which is very nice. And that is done really nice, and we do have McCoy's trousers rolled up. So that is the detail for the 7th Doctor figure. So here we have the cream jacket, or season 24 to 25 look for the 7th Doctor. So we have the Remembrance of the Daleks 2-pack version from 2010, the Forbidden Planet exclusive. Then we have the Toys R Us 2013 Doctor and Dalek twin pack, and then we have the Silver Nemesis one. As you can see, the Silver Nemesis one, or the 7th Doctor collector set, really does stand out. So as you can see, the trousers are more akin to the Toys R Us version, because on the original cream jacket 7th Doctor has a lot more of a paler brown trouser design. So if we have a closer look, because this is the closer figure, you really can see the difference in the jacket, because the jacket is a lot more of a sort of cream grey colour, and this one is a lot more of a vibrant white, which is rather interesting. We have this sort of same sort of detailing of the paisley. So you have a closer look at the jumper now. The jumper on the B&M version is a lot more lighter, which I guess matches the whole colour scheme of this figure to be a lot more lighter. And again, the trousers are more of akin to the Toys R Us one, because they are a slightly lighter brown, and the shoes are ever so slightly different. They are more of a dark gloss brown, where the others are more of a light brown colour on them. So yeah, those are the slight differences with this 7th Doctor figure. So moving on to the Cybermen figures now, so let's start with the Cyberman articulation. Now the articulation is exactly the same for the Cyberman and Cyber Leader, so I'm just going to run through this once, and I'll basically talk about this one figure because they're exactly the same. The only real difference is the handlebars. So the head can move ever so slightly, but it doesn't really need to move because it never really moved in the show. The arms can do a full 360 degree turn, 360 at the bicep, bend at the elbow, 360 at the wrist. We have 360 at the waist. The legs can kick out to the side and move forward ever so slightly. We have thigh articulation and bend at the knee. Now, I absolutely love the Silver Nemesis Cybermen. As a kid, I absolutely love them, and these Cybermen may look really clunky on TV, but as a figure, they really do translate incredibly well. As a kid, I remember doing a sort of action figure adventure with them, and these used to be medieval knights because the shoes always reminded me of sort of medieval knights, and I just had them sort of prancing around medieval England, and I've got a soft spot for Silver Nemesis because of that epic battle scene. You know, I just love the Cybermen. I love them. These are my favourite 80s Cybermen design. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. So to have revised versions of these Cybermen is excellent. Yeah, I didn't realise I was doing that, but hey ho. So if we look at the Cyberman, I'm not going to talk about the Cyber Leader because again the only difference is the black handlebars. So if we look at the detail, so the thing with the Cybermen is they've had revised paint apps. The sort of chest unit and the head, or the helmet, are a lot more of a shiny silver. As you can see when you catch it in the light, it does have that chrome effect to it, but it isn't the chrome paint app what should be on them, because obviously the plastic of the Cybermen is kind of a soft PVC, and over time that would crack. You know what you need for the chrome paint is some sort of brittle plastic. So if I just get the Product Enterprise Cyber Leader based from Silver Nemesis, you can see that the plastic on this is a lot more of a harder plastic than the sort of soft PVC of the character option Cybermen. So that's the reason why we don't have that, but obviously these revised versions are the closest we are going to get to the proper Silver Nemesis Cybermen. So if we have a look at the actual detailing, so we have the little gun in the helmet, which is done rather nice, this nice sort of circular detail. The Cybermen have this nice sort of glittery finish to them in a way, which is rather nice. When you get it in the light, it does kind of have that nice sort of shine effect. It is brilliant, the detail is fantastic. I always think that the Cybermen are some of the best figures character options ever produced because they just translate so well into toys. Move to the side of the helmet, we've got the nice sort of square detailing there of the lines sculpted there to show the sort of individual patterning of the helmet there, which is done rather nicely. We have this sort of face plate done rather nice with the sculpting there of the sort of eyebrows, which is done very nice. The eyes are now painted black, and we do have the sort of tubing detail there, and we have the sort of frosted chin section, which is accurate to how it was in the episode. So if we move to the back of the helmet, we have the nice sort of back plate where the helmet would be clicked into place and the actor would be screwed into the chute, which is a very nice attention to detail. On the back we have the nice sort of piping there, all the piping leads, which is done excellently. We do have the 3 pipes there, which is done rather nice. The chest unit, again, done rather nice. We have a nice sort of detailing there, which does come across a little bit soft. I guess that's because of the plastic. It does make the detailing come across a little bit soft at times, but we do have the nice detail of the circuitry within the chest unit, which is nice, and we do have holes within the actual plastic there, but you can see the circuitry, which is done very nice. Again, we have the detailing of the chest unit there of the sort of coiled effect, which is done rather nice, and we do have the sort of little circuitry there, which is done again very good. Moving down to the actual costume, it is done brilliantly. We have a sort of a darker base coat for the actual boiler suit, to really accentuate the silver of the chest unit and helmet, which is done rather nice. We do have a sort of a black wash again to really highlight the chest unit and the actual helmet, which again, like I said, I love the crease effect on this, because the crease effect on this really does give it that lifelike effect, and the crease effect with the black wash really does make the sculpt come alive, which is fantastic. So yeah, it is done really nice with a nice little patterning, the nice texture to it, which is done really well. We have the nice sort of creases on the arms, again done brilliantly. We have this nice sort of coiled effect with the nice circuitry on the arm, which goes all the way around there, which is done really nice. And I always used to pretend that was a gun, sort of an arm gun for the Cybermen. The cricket gloves, they are done brilliantly as well. They are brilliantly realised. Again, that dark wash really helps that, because you can see the sort of sculpting of the fingers there. And if we move to the other side, you can see the palm detail there of the actual glove. All very nice detailing. I just cannot get over how well detailed these Cybermen figures are. The creasing, the detailing is just absolutely brilliant. Again, we have a nice coiled effect on there with the nice sort of circuitry, and we have a nice sort of zip where the suit would be zipped up on the feet to cover the boots. We have a nice sort of stippling detail on the shoes there. It is just a really nice detailed figure, and the build quality for this, they feel really sturdy. The hands on the original Silver Nemesis Cybermen were very rubbery, and over time you would be too scared to move the hands, because you'll be scared of snapping the peg what hold the hands in place. But because the hands are now of a harder plastic, you don't have to worry about that, because they do feel a lot more sturdy and solid compared to the original Forbidden Planet versions. So yeah, that is the detail, and it is absolutely amazing. As you can see, they just look absolutely stunning, these Cybermen. So moving on to the comparison of the Silver Nemesis Cybermen to the original Forbidden Planet exclusives from 2010. So if we get the B&M version there and we get the Forbidden Planet version, you can already tell that how strong and vibrant the helmet and chest unit is with the updated silver paint apps to give it that sort of more chrome finish to it. So it's done excellently. We do have the eyes are now painted black, which really does help stand out against the silver. Now the suit is a sort of a dark grey silver colour, much like the Attack of the Cyberman B&M version from 2017. So if you have that Cyberman, you'll know what to expect for the Silver Nemesis B&M version. So yeah, absolutely stunning. I absolutely love that. You could see the difference in silver there on the actual figure. So yeah, comparing the guns from the original releases, as you can see, there is barely any difference with them. They're literally the same gun sculpt what they used back in 2010. So taking a closer look at the gun is done rather nice with a nice little bolt detail there where it's all been screwed into place, the nice little black paneling there, and again this nice sort of line section detail again there. We have the black paneling detail there on the top, and we do have this nice little textured detail there, which is very nice circuit detail. Again, we do have the panel detail there, and the air freshener at the end of the gun, which is very nice with nice little detailing there. Now, to put the gun in the hand is an incredibly fiddly procedure. So the way I do it is I put the barrel in the hand like so, and I move the hand round like so, if I can just do it. So we move that ever so slightly and place the gun just about below there, and you should have it there so it looks like he is pointing the gun. I've known some people just hold it, make him hold it with just the one hand, but if you want the gun to be slightly pointed, then that's the way to slightly do it. That's the way to put the gun in his hand, and it does look how they carried it in the episode. So yeah, very nice. So what are my concluding thoughts on the 7th Doctor Collector set? Well, I've got mixed feelings on it, but overall it's incredibly positive because the Cybermen make up for the weird 7th Doctor variant. But honestly, I think if you missed out on the Silver Nemesis set, then this is definitely a worthy pickup, because the Silver Nemesis set was priced at £25 and you were just getting the 2 Cybermen figures, and with this you're getting this for less than £20 and you're getting a 7th Doctor figure thrown in. And I personally prefer the new updated Silver Nemesis Cybermen to the original because it just looks more like the on-screen counterpart, and the revised paint apps just look so much better than that nice updated silver paint finish to them. Really does make the figures pop and shine. The 7th Doctor figure is a figure what I've grown to love and appreciate, but it does feel like an odd little variant. I mean, if you missed out on the Cream Jacket 7th Doctor, then this is going to be a nice little addition. This set is the one what you're going to want to pick up, and army builders are going to want to buy this set to army build the Silver Nemesis Cybermen. But I personally would have preferred the Time in the Rani 7th Doctor if they were to do a Cream Jacket version, just paint the scarf with the tartan colour and be done with it. Or because we've had updated head sculpts, it would have been nice to have had the solemn head with hat. Now, if you had the original Silver Nemesis Cybermen and you had the sort of Cream Jacket 7th Doctor, then this set might be an easy pass. But I feel like if it had the updated head with if we had the solemn head and hat, I feel like people who had the original figures would be more likely to buy it just for the head. So I feel like it's a very interesting setup. People have said they would have preferred an Ace figure. Now the Ace figure is a lot more complex for character options to do because of the amount of badges on Ace. It would be a very interesting thing for them to do Ace, because obviously all the little badges would require a lot of paint detailing, and that will probably eat away the budget for that set. So this set, the work what's been done is excellent. I know I'm saying that unintentionally, but there we go. I do love this set. The 7th Doctor is an odd variant, but you know what? I've got a soft spot for him. I really do like him. Like I said, I'm just going to treat him as a season 24 7th Doctor, and I absolutely love the Cybermen. My love for the Silver Nemesis Cybermen figure has only just grown because of the updated paint apps. It is a stunning set and definitely worth the £19.99 price tag. So yeah, if you can find it, which I believe this is probably going to be one of the most easiest sets to find, because this was the first set to appear and these seem to be readily available. So I'm sure if you go to B&M, this will be the first set you will see. So yeah, now if you're like me and you have the original figures, Like I said, this could be an easy pass, but I would say definitely consider buying it just because of the Cybermen, because the Cybermen are stunning. So thank you very much for watching this Doctor Who B&M figure review, and I'll see you in my next B&M figure review, whatever that will be. I've got a few more figure reviews. I've got another 6 reviews to do. We've reviewed the 5th Doctor TARDIS, so we've got the other 3 packs, the other TARDIS set, and we've got to talk about the Big Finish Dalek set as well. So that concludes this review. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. So thank you very much, and goodbye.